What's up, y'all? It's Cam.
Hey y'all, it's Desinae.
Hey y'all, it's Jada.
Hey, I'm Jay, and you're listening to Four Deep, a podcast with four Black women in their 20-somethings who aren't afraid to get deep with it.
And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to rate us 5 stars. And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications.
And as always, at the end of every episode, we want to know what y'all give us in terms of our deep rating, 1 through 4 deep. So let us know in our comments, participate in our Spotify poll, let us know in our DMs, let us know a little something.
And today we get into a really cool topic. As y'all know, this is season two. Episode
We're back.
uno. We're back, baby. So today we're talking about something kind of fun, kind of deep, kind of maybe call some of y'all out, and it is social media. Okay, we're gonna be giving some social media advice. Anything that we picked up along the way. Definitely feel free, like Cam said, comment, DM us, let us know what y'all think, and give us some of y'all social media advice as well, because we want to hear it. Because look, we ain't got all the advice neither. This is a fam. You're part of the 4D fam, so let's go and get into it.
Yes. Okay, first things first, let's just hop in. So come to social media, you're posting yourself or you're not, whatever, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times I hear building a brand, having a business, but if you're an influencer, you are your brand, you have a personal brand. What's up with that? What is that? How do you do that? How do we even get into that? I think, let's start off with that, because it's a big gap as to, what that difference is and how to even go about executing that. So how y'all feel?
I want to say recently I was in the midst of trying to starting a new business, and I was trying to debate whether or not I wanted to be the face of it, because some businesses don't even have a face, and the business have a brand in itself. Just that business is the brand. You don't even necessarily, you could be behind the shadows, you know what I'm saying? But then you got those businesses where you are the face and your entire brand is the entire business, and it was just hard to kind of figure out how to differentiate that. But I think either way, actually, no, not either way. I don't know. Because with businesses, it's different. It's in terms of being authentic and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to say when there's no face. It's not necessarily a person. When you're building a personal brand, it's more so the most important thing is just be authentic and just be yourself, because you don't want to build a brand that you can't really uphold, or build a brand where you have to pretend to be something or somebody that you're not. And eventually that business or brand that you build is going to cause stress, because you're not even being you. You got to do stuff outside of who you naturally are just to keep up with it. So in terms of the personal brand, you gotta just be you. You gotta just be yourself. You can't even think too hard about it. I thought really hard about it. Thinking about the words I should say. Should I cuss? Should I not cuss? Should I do this? Should I do that? Girl, do what you gonna do in a regular. Do what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That is your brand. You are your brand, and of course, you want to present yourself a certain way. But at the end of the day,
exactly.
you present yourself a certain way. Just be yourself. I feel like that's what's most important when it comes to building a brand.
You actually hit on some really important topics. One, for businesses, I would say if you don't have a face to it, the way that you can stay authentic and really hold that genuine feel is if you stand for something and you can stay consistent with standing for that one thing. So whatever your mission statement is, take that up a notch and really make sure that you go hard for that mission, and make sure people get the feeling of what your mission is. So that's something that's really important for brands that are businesses without faces. Now, when it comes to a personal brand, I feel like people that are just not I feel like people that are on Instagram, not for anything, to be influenced or nothing like that. I feel like there's been an uptake in people trying to build their personal brand. And I feel like it low key went from LinkedIn and it moved over, because I feel like we were branding ourselves to be picked up by potential employers in the future. We want to make sure that we look good on our social media fronts because social media is now something that they look at with jobs. And so we're kind of trying to brand ourselves in this way. And honestly, it just feels so, I don't know, because then like it got me thinking, like I was about to go one way, and now that I just said that, I low-key want to go another way with it, because I'm like, you do have to act different in different spaces. You do. Whether you're at work or with your friends or with your family, you are putting on a specific brand when you're like in those spaces. So when you're on social media, I mean, I guess it kind of just only feels right to have another brand that you present on there. Yeah, because
I think,
I don't know. What y'all think?
yeah, I was yeah, I was gonna say, I think like I get what you're saying, but I think also at the same time you can still be on brand. It's just you have like boundaries with your brand. Like you're still the same. Like for example, like I'm still the same person. I'm always gonna advocate for Black people. I'm always gonna be the type to, dress it up a little bit, and I'm always gonna be the one, I'm always bringing my big brain to the table too. But at work, I'm doing that, but maybe I'm not doing too much of. And also, like, I like to have fun, but at work, I can like to have fun, but just not too much. But I'm still bringing my big brain. I'm still bringing my activist card. I'm still bringing my cute fits. Okay, maybe my stomach ain't out, but we still gonna be fashionista. Okay, so like little things like that. Like you can still have the same brand, but it is important to have boundaries in different places. So it's not really like I'm bringing different faces. I mean, sometimes people do, and to each his own. But I think like Desinae was saying, for the most part, if you want to stay true to you at the same time and not try to fit in too many boxes, definitely like know your brand and own it, and then just maybe have a few boundaries depending on where you are. Because when I'm at the club, that's a different maybe a little walls are down then compared to if I'm on Instagram or whatever. But yeah, I think still you could still have a brand, but maybe have different boundaries depending on where you're presenting that. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the gist of what you was getting at.
And can I add to that? Because I feel like I was just having a conversation with one of my friends about this. And she was just talking about how would I feel disrespected if there was a Black lady who, you know what I'm saying, she would talk differently to the white people in the office. But then when she would talk to me, she'd be like, oh, hey, girl, what's up? Like use like, our slang and stuff like that to me. And I told her like, no, I wouldn't feel offended because I'm Black. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like her talking to me and being herself is her disrespecting me or coming at me with a less level of professionalism. And it kind of just made me question, you know what I'm saying? Like we should be able to, like the whole point of us going into spaces where like they're predominantly white is not for us to conform to what makes them comfortable, but for them to get comfortable with who we are as a people. So to not go in there and try to change who we are and change the way we talk and change our slang to match what they do and to match what they think is professional, that shouldn't be our goal going into these spaces, to conform to what they want. We should be able as Black people to come into this space and completely be who we are and still be considered professional. And so yeah, I just feel like, yeah, definitely just going back to just being yourself. And we shouldn't have to change who we are to be accepted in any space.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we talked about that season 1, showing up authentically yourself in every space is who you are. But I don't know, as we were kind of talking about, building a brand, it made me think like, is there a line between like I don't know, when I think of building a brand, I think of something that's like for like appearances, you know what I mean? So then like, what is the line between I'm building a brand versus this is just me? You know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of being conscious of like, this is my personality, or this is how I show up in this space, or whatever. Like, what is the line between it being a brand? Because when I think of brand, it kind of gives like business. It gives like, like maybe you're not. I don't know if I'm explaining this well because I've been
No,
sitting
I
here
get you.
trying to gather my thought for this moment right here, and the thought is nowhere near gathered. But yeah, like, and what made me ask this question really is like I think of my classmates, like there are a lot of celebrity dentists. That's kind of like what we call them. They're like dentists
Mm-hmm.
with huge Instagram platforms. They might have did so and so's teeth, you know what I mean? And so we have a couple of them that like graduated from Howard. And so, you know, because they have huge followings, they get a lot of patients, you know, like, you know, I know somebody who did Glorilla's teeth and he just opened or he's
Mm-hmm.
working on opening 2 practices. And mind you, he just graduated dental school like within the last 3-4 years. And so everybody's big question
Okay.
was like, you're making this kind of money, you're touching this kind of bread, you're doing all these people teeth. How are you doing this outside of school? And he was like, well, I built a brand for myself. And I saw that it's separate. Like you could be posting on Instagram and be posting that you're a dentist, and that's like one of your, like, that's who you are. But like there's something conscious about building a brand. So like what is the line between that, if that makes sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you're saying too, because like the way that I'm thinking of it is like you are your brand. Like, for example, if you do something or if somebody sees like a piece of clothing and they be like, oh yeah, that's real on brand for Cam. Like that makes sense. Or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you may do something that's a little off and be like, that's a little off brand. Like, you know, I kind of think of it as like, you know, the who the person is, what their personality is like, their interests, da 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 da. So like if you, for example, I think with him, you know, building that following as well for him, like he wanted to make his life like dentistry. That's probably what he talked about all the time and what he did all the time, what he was posting about all the time. And so, yeah,
Right.
being a dentist became his brand. And for example, like even at work, I talk to like, we call them relationship leaders, which is the person like our personal manager, for example. And so one piece of advice she would tell me, and also she is an Asian woman, period, in tech. Love her. But anyways, she tell me like, you know, you're new here, whoopty whoop. You know, you need to start figuring out what you want your brand to be. So when people think of you, or when people come across a certain problem, they're like, oh, I know I can hit up Jada for this. Like that type of thing. So kind of like it's like who you are, and you can cultivate that, and it's kind of like your personality. Like, do I want to be a person who goes to the gym a lot? Yes or no? If no, it's not your brand. If so, okay, yeah, that's on brand. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it. If you want it, but you could be OD with it too. Like all I do is dance, dance, dance. That's all I'm posting. Da, da, da. Like dancing is my brand. Um, but yeah, and then there's a whole nother when it's a business, like it's literally like a business. So too, like for me with Black Beauty Near You, I feel like part of my brand as Jada is Black Beauty Near You. But Black Beauty Near You is also a whole separate business with its own brand. Does that make sense? Like
Mm-hmm.
I kind of am it. So what Black Beauty Near You stands for, I stand for as well. But that's just because of how it is. But it could be separate too. So that's kind of like my perspective on things. That was a really good question though, because as you was talking, I'm like,
I mean, I feel like it's like I feel like you as your person, as yourself is like a whole, but then you can have multiple brands, but I feel like the brands are really just like little microscopes, or I guess that's the word, on like laser focusing on one specific aspect of you. So like Line Planner is a specific aspect of who I am, and that's why I can be the brand, because that is a part of me. It's not all of me, but it's a part of me. You know, better reading books, that's a part of me that I am now kind of like taking a small piece of me and I'm blowing it up to be its main focus. So I feel like that was the same thing probably with what the person that she was talking about, Cam. Like, you know, dentistry was probably a part of him, but he just made it like a bigger thing, and made a platform for that piece of him. So even
Yeah.
with Jay, with you, when you're saying like, oh, at your job, like what you know, brand yourself, it's basically just like perception. and you're basically changing everybody's like scope of on you, like, and what they're looking at on you or of you or whatever. So whenever somebody, especially at my job, you know, whenever somebody thinks of me, I try to brand myself as the person that is like a go-getter, gets it done, you know, works hard, does above and beyond. And I always make sure that my name is attached to something that is going to be great. So I just try to have that be my brand, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's still me. It's just like a laser focus on one part of me. And that's why I feel like, you know, in different spaces, you do show up in different ways, not because you're being a different person, but just because you're showing a different side of yourself and you're letting one side shine a little bit more in that area. So I feel like that's kind of what brands are. It's just like a laser focus.
Yeah,
That made a lot
I like
of
the way you
sense.
put that. I
Yeah,
like the
that
way
made
you
a
put
lot of
that.
sense. I like that.
I do want to share something though that and again another like dental influencer kind of doctor had posted. They said somebody asked him like, how would you describe your brand? Like, what is your brand? And she replied, I don't have a brand. I have a purpose. A brand is how others perceive you. A purpose is how God uses you. A brand stays in its lane while purpose crosses discipline. A brand is for sale, but a purpose is for life. And so that also made me start thinking
She
like,
just shut it all down.
that one also made me think like, okay, where is that line again, like the separation? But then I also like that too, like your purpose is you, and that's gonna take you anywhere and everywhere, and people are gonna be able to see that on you. That is your brand versus you trying to make something to sell, to represent you, to appeal to whoever. So I kind of like that too, how she put that little spin on it. It gives you something to think about.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, chokehold.
Who was I talking to? I don't know if it was y'all, but like, dang, I can't remember. But anyways, we were talking about like getting to the root of like your why. It was Kyler. Shout out to Kyler at
No,
Banquet
it was
Hall
us.
Podcast. Huh?
It was
No.
us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Maybe it was
'Cause
both.
but also
That was
no,
both.
it was definitely both because I remember in that episode too, that I referenced talking to y'all because I think we just recorded. It was weird, but yes, talking about our. Well, also, let me finish shouting Kyler out. Shout out to Banquet Hall Pod. He's like our brother podcast. He's dope. He's not gonna get on the mic and talk BS. He actually be talking about good stuff and putting the homies on. So yeah, follow him on Instagram. Anywho, yes. So talking about our why and then like getting to the root of that, like that's what I feel like. Oh, girl was connecting to me with when she said talk about like your purpose. Like, okay, yeah, Black Beauty Near You does this. At work, I do this. Da, da, da. But at the end of the day, my main goal is to really be a role model for students who look like me and are interested in the tech field. No matter what I do, like that's what I know like I am here to do and to, you know, influence on. So yeah, she got me thinking. Cause it's like, is there a line to draw, or is it just like forget a brand? I'm focused on my purpose.
Or there's just a
I'm
line
just
that
like,
connects all of them.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really what it is. Because you said it. Well, she said it, but you said it, Cam. The purpose crosses disciplines. So it crosses all of that. Like regardless if it's better reading books, green line planner, me at my job, or me being a big sister. Like regardless, that purpose is drawing a line through all of those disciplines and all of those perspectives.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm learning.
Wow. I'm learning.
I love this. Like I'm just really sitting here like, wow, like really digesting everything.
And that actually goes into like the next question that we have is about footprint, because like social media, we're learning is forever, and especially with this thread thing, you know, try to delete threads is deleting your IG. So
that's why I didn't make one.
It's right. So it's just like what you, and especially also Twitter or X. But Twitter, you know, we gonna get on that later.
We're gonna ban that name in this 4D household.
But especially on Twitter too, like, you know, old tweets from like forever ago are popping up. So what you do and what you say on social media is leaving a footprint. And so I guess that kind of leads people to want to really brand themselves and be very aware of the presence that they're putting out there, just because they know that this is going to be going out to a lot more people than more than they can like anticipate. And then two, it's forever. Like you can say something and somebody could forget about it, but you say something on social media and they can pull it right back up and have the receipts like that. So
Right.
Yeah, I
uh,
literally considered, like, when I was like going to start that business, I was thinking to myself like, dang, should I use my personal Twitter or should I start a new Twitter? And like the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, but dang, I don't ever want nobody to go back to like 2012, 2013 and pull something up and then cancel my whole business because of something that I said way back when. And it's crazy because that really is stuff that you be having to consider
Yeah.
when when it comes to business per se. That's stuff that you got to consider because social media will cancel you so quick by going all the way back to 2011 and pulling up something that doesn't even represent who you are anymore.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would
That's
say,
tough.
and then being cautious is just like being aware, thinking before you speak. I mean, you don't got to be scared of like being canceled and things like that. And I also think there's part of that is like, I don't like the way people apologize when they be called out on stuff. Because sometimes, like, for instance, I'm thinking about like the whole Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Aniston thing where they were trying to say he was being anti-Semitic. Did I say that right?
Like,
I don't think I've ever said that word like out loud to anybody before, anti-Semitic. So, don't know if I said it right, but like he was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt anybody," and I'm like, "Why are you apologizing? Because you knew that wasn't what you meant and what you
yeah.
said." So, like for me, it's kind of like you could have just been like, "You know what? This is how I meant it. This is what I was saying. I wasn't saying that. So, like, my bad," kind of thing. I feel like when we kind of look at like just how these things usually go, like somebody pulls up a tweet from 10 years ago when you were 16 years old, hell, like you're
Yeah.
gonna say some crazy shit at 16. Everybody
Exactly.
does. That's the whole thing. Like I was 16 years old. At 16 years old, we did not have social media that was educational, and we did
Facts.
not
We just
have
straight ignorant.
like there was nobody was talking about like social justice was not a thing. Like we knew about protesting, but there was no like education. There was nowhere for us to go to be able to learn about all of the isms and the phobias and how to not be these things. So it's like it's okay for you to admit, like, you know what, I shouldn't have said that and it was wrong, and I wouldn't say that now. But now that y'all are pulling it up, thank you for bringing that to my awareness because now I know I won't do it. So I feel like there's a way to kind of like embrace and take accountability for something you said and not have to be worried about like being canceled behind something that you say, but definitely be conscious of what it is you getting ready to put out into the world, because like if you mean no harm by something, accept whatever criticism comes with grace and be like, all right, I can learn from this moment. But if you know you're about to ruffle some feathers or hurt some feelings and you choose to put that out there, you might get whatever is coming to you. Like I
Right.
just
And you better stand 10 toes
All that.
down.
Yeah,
you
all
gotta
that.
stand on that because you put it out there.
Okay. Facts. Yeah, that made me think too about like younger people. I'm like, dang, that's probably why parents be like, no, you don't need to be on social media. Like, I'm trying to help me help you, so you don't, make any mistakes. But at the same time, like we're all human, no matter really what age you are. You could be 20 talking stuff, and then 10 years later you learn some more, and it's like, dang, like this is really inconsiderate, blah blah blah. Or, some things I used to say. But yeah, I feel like that just comes, being human, and don't overthink it. If you gotta overthink it that much, don't post it. Like,
Yeah.
don't, because then you're gonna be stressing. What do people think? Oh my gosh, like did I say the wrong thing? Da, da, da. Just don't post it. But I'm definitely an advocate for being yourself on social media. Like I said, we're all human. And of course, I think it is a good thing, or I can see the reason why some jobs may look at social media accounts, because some people really be doing too much. They be doing too much. They be being a little bit real disrespectful. So it's like, okay, but like if you're just, you being pure, you being yourself, go ahead, do it. We human, and you act the same in person. So what difference would it really make? But yeah, that social media presence is really something having to consider. That's why when I made a Threads account, I only made it for Black Billionaire Youth. So I said, I'm not even gonna give me the chance to get real comfortable on this app because I do not have the time. But yeah, honestly, I haven't even really touched Threads for real. Probably like the first like week and a half, 2 weeks I was on it. But after that, like I forgot about it. And then literally like last week, I thought about it again. I'm like, what's going on over here? And I see some people, are still on it, but I'm just like, I don't think this is a platform for me. Although
Yeah.
I really do like how with a lot of the businesses that I was following, I think I said this before, like I could see like their personality coming through more on Threads, and I really did like that because just like interacting with it, having just better conversations with these accounts you only know as businesses was really cool. But other than that, it's like it's already too many apps, and I'm sorry, but I'm still on Twitter, so
That right
I
there.
can only keep up with so many things. And I also just recently turned my Instagram notifications off. I usually have them off for Twitter and TikTok, but I added Instagram to that queue because just being distracted. And a lot of times when we get a notification, it registers in our head as urgent, but maybe it's not urgent. It could wait. It could wait. So I just made that decision for myself and knocked it off the notifications list because I'm not gonna let anybody get the chance to disturb me. If I want to be disturbed, I will have my notifications on. I will have my ringer on. I would have all that on. But if I don't, I definitely know how to shut my phone down. As soon as that ringer goes off, my phone don't even buzz. We're quiet. We don't. I don't let nothing bother me. So I think that was a good thing that I did too, just because I was getting distracted. I do still find myself scrolling through the apps on a rotation endlessly. Oh, I'm bored here, go to the next one. Bored here, go to the next one. Then I have to stop myself like, what are you doing right now? Like, you're not even really interacting for real. You just bored. Get up and do something off that to-do list of yours. So yeah, because it can be a lot, but baby steps, baby steps. I'm trying to do better. And yeah, I think productivity does help though when getting away from social media, like actually giving myself stuff to do. So I'm like, okay, like I really need to set my phone down for real.
No, yeah, because that screen time, oof, it be calling me out
Man,
every time. I'm like, ooh.
Outrageous.
I'm like, did I really?
man.
I'm
Especially
like,
when it
I
be
feel
going
like they be
up.
counting stuff when I'm like on FaceTime. I feel like they be counting that. Like, don't. Because I'm not on social media.
That's why I'll be looking at the
Man.
breakdown.
Okay.
I look at the breakdown. I'm like, all right, I don't really
God.
care that I was on Safari for 30 minutes. Knowing me,
Right.
yeah, I was on Safari because I be having to Google things. It'd be like something pops in my head and it's like, no, I have to Google it right now. Like, let's say I'm getting ready to go to bed and then like something pops in my head. I'm like, no, I have to look it up. And
What is y'all's highest screen time? I'm looking
Oh,
at mine right now. Mine is Instagram.
how do you? Let me see. I don't even
Well,
know.
let me look in the week. Oh yeah, ooh. Yeah, it's really Instagram.
yeah, Instagram
Dang,
is crazy. Hour and a half today. Not bad.
mine too.
It's not bad because I really try to set myself like for an hour tops, but
Mhm.
like
Did y'all see from the week?
Mine isn't
Go
even
to the
popping
week
up.
view.
Mine
Go
acting.
to you have
Daily
to press see all activity.
my daily average has been bad, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. But I've been spending a lot of time on Safari for sure. Safari got me okay. Instagram is like above Safari, but a lot of it's coming from Safari. But my daily average, please don't
Where do
judge
you?
me.
Oh, I see.
I can't judge
Ooh.
you.
It's
But is it of
5
screen time?
minutes. Yes.
Did you say
Just
Yeah,
5 hours?
mine
girl,
is
yes.
7.
Are y'all serious?
Mine's
7 hours
seven
and
and a
52
half.
minutes.
Of what? Screen time altogether?
The
Yeah,
weekly
daily average of
average.
for the week. For the week. Yeah.
Mine's in the double digits.
Well, to be fair, you know your business is on social media.
Yeah, that's what Instagram be having me in the chokehold. I be checking 4D, checking BRB, checking my personal. Like it's
Bruh,
Instagrams I gotta
I'd be
worry
like
about.
11 hours, or I'd be like 10 hours, 12 hours. I'm like, that's all day. Like, is my phone just on? That's I'm like, y'all capping. Y'all capping.
Is my phone just on?
Oh,
My highest one is messages.
Girl, you be
yeah.
chopping it
You be
up.
sending paragraphs? You be sending paragraphs?
That's my second. It's Instagram, then messages.
Mine is
For the
messages,
week?
group
Yeah.
me, and then Instagram.
Y'all,
Girl, you
mine's
be chopping it up.
Instagram, Safari, and then Notion.
Get out of
Yeah,
them messages, girl.
Why is Maps high up there? Girl, I be going everywhere.
What? That's wild. Mine is Instagram. Like for the week, mine is Instagram, Twitter, and messages. Messages and TikTok is neck and neck though, for sure.
Instagram,
That's
Safari, and
wild.
Notion.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
you productive?
Girl, that's what I'm not. Hey,
Safari and Notion?
Yeah,
girl,
that's
top
pretty
three.
good. Like,
Instagram, Safari, and Notion.
honestly,
That's Twitter. Then become Twitter. Twitter and Notion is like neck and neck.
next week my goal is to have that Bible app up there on that screen time. 'cause
Okay.
That's what
That's a
right.
good goal.
I need to have that on there. I can't be having all my screen time on messages. Bro, that's not it. Who am I messaging? Who am I talking to?
You better set them limits. You better set them limits and it will pop up.
That's
Dang, I'm sorry. That's a big step of accountability. Setting that limit. Like,
I've done it, but I for sure turned it off because I was like, oh, I'm on break.
I'm on break.
oh, it's the weekend.
Yeah, I was like,
Bags. Oh my
because
god.
it really be so dramatic. Once you pass that limit, you try to open the app, it's like you are past your whatever, and you gotta press skip. What does it say? Like skip for today, or remind me in 15 minutes.
Yeah, 5 more minutes.
That's funny. Yeah.
Mm.
5 more minutes. That sounds like a kid trying to get out of going to bed. Just 5 more
So
minutes.
this is
on the day.
Just
ridiculous.
5 more minutes.
Mhm.
Wow. I'm glad that we have tools like that though to check ourselves. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't have
Girl.
no guilt, no convictions, no nothing. We would just be scrolling for days and not even caring and really understanding the impact of it. Plus, I'm really trying to watch like how much my phone is in my hand and like near me because I'm like all that radiation is just like going and going, So I don't know. But
That's true. Radiation.
We need that
Oh, we can't have nothing.
blue light
We
blocker.
can't have
We gotta get like a blue
nothing.
light blocker screen because that blue light, I heard it's damaging to the eyes. So a little blue light
I've
blocker.
been wearing my glasses, like my blue light glasses. Those are so helpful throughout the day, bro. I should have them on right now, sitting in front of the screen, but they're so helpful. I love me some blue light glasses because I would get really bad headaches, especially because I work from home on my laptop all the time. Like that must be no joke.
Yeah, I want to see what the new generation like. What are our problems gonna be growing up?
I'm scared.
I'm scared for my eyes for surely. Y'all know one of my eyes is almost legally blind. So I'm like, I'm trying to preserve them as much as I can. Yeah, girl, it's bad. It's bad. I'm not gonna lie.
That's how my mom is. Yeah. But she started taking turmeric supplements a lot, it really helped her. So.
Oh.
Like she went to the eye doctor and the eye doctor was telling her how it like started adjusting the shape of her cornea. I don't know. Something eye related. So yeah, turmeric supplements for sure.
Get some turmeric shots.
Because she realized,
that's crazy.
I remember she was telling me, this was a couple of years ago, but she was telling me she woke up in the morning and she looked at the little cable box or whatever, and she could see the time. Like usually it'd be blurry. And she was like, hold up. And then she realized, hold on. And so it just, helped improve it a little bit. So we got a testimony over there, girl. So
come on.
That's crazy.
Oh, you just gave me some.
Yes, and you can add it. You don't have to like be OD with it. Like you can just add it to like different meals that you make. Because you're probably not even going to be able to taste it, but it's in there as a supplement. So
yeah, adding it to chicken is really good. Really, really good. And at where I work, we have these turmeric maple cinnamon lattes, which actually don't have any espresso. It's a superfood steamer. So
It's a superfood steamer.
Right, that's different.
It's good, y'all.
Oh,
It's
instead of a latte, they call it a superfood steamer. Is that, or is the
Mhm.
superfood steamer like, is that a machine?
No, that's what they call it instead of a latte, because whenever they heard
Oh.
latte, they assumed espresso was in it. So we had to call
I
it something
see.
different so that they knew it was not.
I like
So
that.
I really like the drink. I really, really do.
Yeah, that's so
Sweet.
nice.
Baby
I think
God.
I'm worried about my fingers, like my thumbs, bro. Like
Oh,
that would
carpal
really tell
tunnel.
me, like that's my indicator for like when enough is enough. When like my thumbs just start irritating me, I'm like, all right, like we need to set stuff down. Let's fold some clothes. Let's move around. Let's clean the house. Let's do something active other than this right now. Cause yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm scared, but I just gotta keep taking care of my body.
Yeah.
And we'll be all right.
They say our necks are about to be like, I don't know what
I
they
know, I
said.
heard.
Like
They
you're gonna have
said
like a
that.
little hunch back or
Like
like whatever,
because you
because
always
like when
like
you
this.
always be looking down at your phone, so like your neck is about to be stuck like that.
They gotta
Okay,
Okay,
stretch
so I'm
it.
about to be doing this now.
Girl,
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like the hunchback. I gotta get
Mm-mm.
that one. And I've been working on my posture too, because oh my gosh, like the more like I just see people like with the hunchback, because like my posture is not like, it's not A1. I'm not gonna lie. My posture's not A1.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Slouch
want it
out.
to be like, I want my posture to be like, yeah, like I need to fix it. Like every time I
Yeah.
think about it though, like I do adjust it and I'm like, okay. Cause yeah, you do not want to be like this. Gotta stay on my
Today.
shoes. Oh, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Preach
let me
on
get
that.
it.
Yeah. My grandma don't play about that. Like she see you slouching, she'll
Sit up.
get your butt up for real.
That's what I need.
People used to like be mad. They used to be hating in middle school. They're like, oh, she's sitting sticking her butt out. No, I just have good posture. You can actually see what's going on.
Okay.
Rounding your back.
Maybe if you sat up straight, you could have a little
Right,
time
bring your
out.
shoulders
Right.
back a little bit. Maybe you might see some. I don't know.
I'm weak. Okay.
Wow, yeah. Social media is definitely something. We're moving into some new times, but
Facts.
share with us some of y'all tips, some of y'all concerns, because we're definitely concerned.
Concerns.
But we're concerned, but we still in it, and we still gonna do it. But we but we trying to be a little bit mindful of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know, because this is something that is like actually a thing. And I know I seen on Netflix too about like socials after we die and stuff like that, and like our social platform, like what happens, and like like it's taking up space and like all this
It's
other
a
stuff.
documentary?
It's like a one episode of like a collection of episodes of the future. I don't know, y'all. I'll share it with y'all on the 40 chat, and if y'all wanted 40 fam, hit me up. But yeah, so it's definitely an episode on there, and I'm like, ooh, like it's talking about like how our social media footprints after we die are gonna like start evolving.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's property. It's technically like our property and stuff like that, and like. And then like how long after somebody dies do you delete the account permanently, and then like that's a whole lot of pictures gone, memories gone, and stuff like that. So they're trying to, like, a lot of people are trying to figure out what to do with that kind of thing. And they were even talking about how like they'll have like digital graves now and stuff like that, where you go to the grave site and like it'll pop up like something where you can like relive certain things based off your social media account. Y'all better go look at it.
I heard about that part, the digital
It's
grave.
giving
I don't know.
metaverse.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, but I never watched it, girl, because I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I don't know.
You gotta send that.
Yeah, no, y'all gotta watch it. It's get deep. I'm like, dang, I never thought about that.
On a scale of 1 to 4.
40.
Damn. You gotta watch it. Oh wow. Interesting.
We could have got so much deeper with this episode, especially with like how social media connects to like the way that we perceive ourselves, the world, each other.
Yeah.
Filter.
But we will. We're gonna get there, but we do gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this episode still was great.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and also we didn't even acknowledge the new background. Come on.
Give it up. Give it
Come
up for the
on.
background.
Oh,
We used AI. Thank you to Canva Premium.
Yeah, come on, come on. Can we get a little commotion
Yeah.
for the background?
We're all
Yeah.
together now.
I know.
Aren't y'all happy?
We hope y'all like the new setup. Let us know what you think about the new setup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And let us know if
people.
y'all want to see us in different places. Like, where are we gonna go next? Are we gonna go to Italy? Are we gonna be in Paris? Are we gonna be in Senegal? Like, where are we going next? It's exciting now. Zoom the
No,
up
this
the
is exciting. While we're sitting here talking about social media and the concerns, there's definitely some perks to just the internet and what we're about to get
Yeah.
into. Oh, we should definitely do an episode on AI because this is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
For sure. That's a whole nother.
We could do a subtopic on IG because that right there,
Yeah.
that's something. That's something.
Yes. Yes.
I like
But
that.
yeah, what would y'all give this episode? I would say like a 1, 2.
I'll give it a
I'd cross over into 2 just a little bit.
I'll give it a 2.
I'll give it a 2.
We did talk about purpose.
Maybe I'm
Okay, we
overdoing
talked
it.
about purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 2. I feel like
I say
I'll give it a 2.
2.5. I feel like we talked about, our personal selves, our personalities, our black life. We talked about some stuff. We got into it.
Yeah,
a
we
little.
did. We did.
I don't even like that 2.5.
Okay. Yeah,
But
let us
as
know
y'all
what
know,
y'all
that's always
think.
how it goes. Keep watching because we're gonna get deeper and deeper. This is just episode 1 pilot of season 2.
Yes.
Wow. Season 2.
I know.
And
And now y'all get episodes every single week. If y'all didn't
Yes.
know, now y'all know.
now you know.
Expect it.
Subscribe.
Tell a
Got
friend
us
to tell
right
a
out
friend.
here. Don't forget. And yeah, thank y'all for watching.
Thank y'all. See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.